Man, recording by yourself is a difficult thing. Because then you want to talk about the things that you're interested in or give advice about the things that you're going through. And then you just don't want to feel or seem egotistical to other people. And then you're like, wait, I don't really care. But also, you still want to be talking about good information the whole entire time. So, struggles. You get writer's block, especially after you create something and then you have negative comments and you're like, well, how do I even incorporate this into the media? Oh man, that's the most confusing part of it. Buddy, you're scaring me. Sit down. Come on, big guy. Come on. But yeah, no, realistically, the whole entire thing with marketing is we figured if you do volume at the end of the day, the volume would create the value because you wouldn't know what is valuable without doing a volumistic amount of something. And so that was our entire theory behind it. So about 250 videos inside right now. We're at about 70,000 views. That was in about 2 weeks of starting this actual thing. And we figured as long as we just posted things of us talking, it doesn't even have to be informative at all. It could be just us talking about silly things or random subjects that actually engage with people. But we wanted to prove that volume creates the value and you can build an audience basically off of nothing. Even if you are just starting, you don't even know exactly what to talk about, that it's better to just go ahead and start posting than procrastinate and worry about the actual perfectionism aspect of it. And that was one thing that I had to get over is all these people in the comments genuinely being like, oh, his audio sucks, blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's our first podcast. First things that we're actually posting. And at the end of the day, you can't exactly grow without knowing what is valuable. Because then you can understand what will scale. But if you don't have a good base in the beginning of the project and then later on you want to scale, then it's like dropping a brick in thin air and expecting it to literally float for the building. Like, you can't actually build a building by placing a brick in thin air. So you have to actually start with a good base and understand what it is that is valuable. And that's why I wasn't too worried about all the comments and everybody saying that, oh, this is bad. Maybe you shouldn't be actually doing podcasting. Listen, now we got analytics to understand what to post. We posted at 7-second, at 10-second, at 12-second videos, at 15-second videos, at 30-second, 60-second. And we posted mass amounts of these. It was about 15 to 30 of them every single day. And if you go ahead and anybody were to do this, they would be able to get a following. Once you understand that attention isn't currency, but money follows where attention goes. And if you understand that, then you can, all you're lacking is the skills in between it to actually compound itself to grow the audience and for people to actually find you as a cultivating and captivating person to watch. See, I'm not too worried about the opinions of people that are watching because at the end of the day, I'm talking about the things that I enjoy. If I wasn't talking about the things that I enjoy to do, then yeah, it would probably get to me a little bit. I would have this perfectionism type of mentality going and approaching anything that I would do. But there's no point in doing that when it's something I enjoy on a day-to-day basis, and why would I go out of my way to be perfect for another person? I can go ahead and post anything I would like to. Anything I was talking about, and I enjoy talking about, and at the end of the day, people will start to watch it just because we are all relative. And people just literally like and enjoy hearing other people speak. I remember a while back, I used to just watch people build stuff online because it was entertaining. They were just building their own home. And the thing is people relate to people because we're all relative. And that's why I thought of this idea of if you have mass amounts of posts, then you can, one, understand the analytics and how it actually will work in your favor or won't work in your favor. as well as you're able to build a brand awareness as this gnat that nobody actually wanted to watch, keep swiping past every single thing that you actually post, and yet you're just gaining knowledge about, oh, I shouldn't post this, oh, I should talk about this more, this is what I shouldn't be talking about. Because without that, you're pretty much creating an audience base that you don't know which direction it's actually going to be going, or what direction will be the path for you to succeed in that realm. And that's why I'm not really worried about it. After 250 posts on every single platform, 250 on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, as well as Facebook, as well as Twitter, through all of that, we have over 400,000 views off of terrible posts. Literally us sitting there talking about random things that make no sense, that are not applicable to actual reality, that you could take and use as a skill set for yourself, besides me sitting there saying, yo, I think everybody should actually show a personnel more. At the end of the day, we did this directly on purpose in order to actually get an understanding of what we should be posting, what does work and what doesn't work. So, from all this, from all the analytics, we realize all the people with positive things to say, never mind. Never mind with that point. But yeah, social media is not favoring to anything other than the posts that get engagement. That's literally it. And there's so many ways to go out of your way to get engagement for terrible posts. For example, say you have a dog breeding business, and within that dog breeding business, you post pictures of a dog. Somebody says, hey, that's insanely cute. You go ahead and ask them to go ahead and post pictures of their own dog. This is just a marketing tactic. Now you have engagement. You can go ahead on another account, use that as a social alias, and comment against the person of their dog, or you can go ahead and do this in any industry. You can do it in construction, be like, hey, I would love to see your bathroom. Everybody post pictures of their bathroom. Have anybody go out of their way and say that's a terrible bathroom. Now your page and your marketing is actually going to get a lot more analytics. A lot more people are going to be hating on the fact that that person's in there. And it's not even going to be able to say that it's you. You're just on another account messing with people and growing your business. It may be immoral, and I don't actually think it is, because it's just triggering the algorithm. And if anything, the algorithms are more immoral than anything, because it doesn't favor any actual talent. It favors the majority of people going out of the way that post more and more. Like, if you look at all these Twitch streamers or streamers that actually have kick deals, Rumble and stuff like that, they probably have legitimate grown men going out of their way, taking their videos, clipping it up, and posting it for them in the masses. 300 to 1,000 different accounts all doing this. Now, 300 to 1,000 different accounts all posting, with all links going directly to one account. Even if it's 200 views per video, times that by 1,000 accounts. So you're legitimately just taking over the market by an immoral balance of constant posting, and volume is what is actually going to get favored, because there's not a single analytic other than viewer retention rate, as well as the engagement rate, that it's actually going to allow for your pages and your posts on anything to actually grow. So if you're not artificially doing the engagement, then for one, you're not going to get more viewership, as well as you're not going to understand what people are going to want, because you're testing on a smaller basis of a hypothesis. You're testing only a small 200 people with every single video. But if you were to engage on just another account that says a handle that's pretty much completely the same as yours, but slightly evidently different, you could go ahead and take that, post inside the comments. Now it's getting more engagement. Like it as soon as it comes out. Now it's getting more and more engagement. Go on another account, go ahead and do that. That's pretty much acting as more use. And that's what social media has favored. And that's what we realized with posting 250 different posts. you're able to genuinely get an audience. Whether people are following you directly or unfollowing you, they're still seeing every single thing that you do, and you become an actual face. And people understand, oh, he's not out here trying to just scam me with a quick post or a quick volume of posts. Now I could actually trust him and talk to him about this, and maybe open up more and more. So that's how you actually are supposed to start the brand, by going out of your way and being vulnerable online, literally being terrible, posting terrible content, and understanding what does work and what doesn't work. Because we all have ideas, and none of them are going to come out in full form. No idea is fully thought through. And that's why you have to continue to try these things. That's why I went out of my way and did 250 posts. And our team worked on 250 posts on every single platform to be able to test the analytics to understand why it would be actually working in this specific manner. You could do this and apply it to any actual industry. For music industry, for instance. I used to be a music marketing manager, and within the music marketing management, I realized that a lot of the ways to trigger the algorithm are genuinely by paying grown men to sit on their phone and stream your music on many, many different phones, devices, and in different areas. You could even do this with a VPN. You could change your location and now go ahead, post on that account, and now you're inside of the UK, funneling all of your posts in the UK in every single place. Imagine having thousands of VPNs. Now you're taking over every single region, not just your local area, because at the end of the day, it does suggest it to your friends first and the people that may know you first. So there's so many different ways to actually grow your brand. But in the music marketing business, they literally just pay for grown men to sit there on their phone and stream your music in order to trigger the algorithm for more and more marketing to work in your favor. And then eventually, if enough money is put into this, that they will actually be able to make the money back. And some. So if you have an artificial amount of streams, and this is what marketing agencies and these music industries actually do, is they have these artists. They're like, yo, we have a team that will get you views. Even if your music is crap, we'll go ahead and get you views by streaming it across these platforms. It will trigger the algorithm within Spotify. Spotify will then go ahead and trigger it and send that music to different and more people, and now you're just automatically growing and growing. It's pretty much the easiest gimmick in the world. Say for cryptocurrency. The way that they're actually doing this is, it's a Ponzi. And everything is almost a Ponzi. Everything you can almost funnel enough money into in order to get the money back so that the numbers will work in your favor. And it depends what aspect or type of marketing you actually do. But within cryptocurrency, for instance, say you started a crypto, which anybody could do in 5 minutes on YouTube. You can go ahead, start this crypto, and then say, hey, I have $100 that I want you to invest into this business. I'll give you 20% of the entire supply, and all I want you to do is post it on your social media platforms. Say that brings in $10,000. Go ahead, rug pull it. Nobody's going to even know who this is from, because cryptocurrency is just a database. It's legitimately 3 columns. A column that states the blockchain address of the wallet it's coming from, and then the blockchain address to the wallet it is going to on the other side, and the amount in the middle. So it's a 3-column database system. Outside of that, there's not actual any use case within this. Although you can understand that there is money being funneled to these creators in order to have an actual supply of these cryptocurrencies, as well as be able to invest into it, and then they rug pull and get 20% of the actual market value of that crypto. And even if you start small with $100, you could go ahead and compound this to thousands, hundreds of thousands. I'm not saying go out of your way and scam people, but this is what a lot of the cryptocurrencies are, because they're just the exact copy and white paper copy of Ethereum, which is the exact copy and white paper of Bitcoin. So everything is pretty much built on the backs of Ethereum in a 3-column database. So there's no actual use case. It just means that more cryptocurrencies that are being created will pile onto the Ethereum network, meaning Ethereum will grow, evidently. Because then there's more and more miners going out of their way mining these cryptocurrencies. Since there's more cryptocurrencies being mined that's on and connected to Ethereum, Ethereum will constantly do better and better over the years. And then since the cryptocurrency market works in a 3-year, 10-month thing, which is pretty much the Bitcoin halving, this Bitcoin halving allows for people to actually go ahead and understand how the money is being funneled into the market and out of the retail investors' hands. So every 3 years and 10 months, roughly, there's a Bitcoin halving. And this Bitcoin halving, all it is all of the data on the blockchain is cut in half. So now there's way less data for them to actually go ahead and look at. So less data means less blocks. And the blockchain mechanism is based off of these blocks that are built in codes that protect this database from people being able to see it. That's literally all blockchain is. So it's just a bunch of blocks all piled up and together. Every 4 years, basically, these blocks are cut in half, so there's half of the data. So less data means it is more scarce. More scarce means the value of the actual cryptocurrencies are going to go up. Doesn't mean that there's a use case inside of it, other than the fact that you could go ahead and travel outside of the world with $60,000, and if you did that in gold, silver, or anything else, you'd go ahead and get in trouble. But I could just go ahead with a hard drive and carry that. That's legitimately the only use case that I've personally found, and keeping your data hidden. Although it's not hidden if somebody was able to find your Bitcoin address, and if somebody was to just take your computer or anything like that, they can go ahead and find your address, find all the transactions that you ever had, and go ahead and know exactly every single thing that you've ever done. So it's legitimately just a database that people consider as actual currency. And the more and more currencies that are made on this blockchain, more and more people are investing, as well as the more that Ethereum becomes stronger, as well as Bitcoin. Because those are the number one Ponzi's in it. They are at the top. All the other cryptos are at the bottom. And that's why those cryptos are smaller, typically. And yes, some cryptocurrencies can pass them, but in a Ponzi scheme, usually they can't always surpass the highest one, which it usually doesn't. I don't think there's a cryptocurrency other than internet computers right now that is even close to Bitcoin in itself. So, knowing all of this, this is how you can go ahead and create a casino. And casinos, offshore casinos within cryptocurrency, as long as you never actually show the address, nobody could actually trace where the money comes from. And it's a database that is legitimately posted inside of usually an offshore banking place like the Bahamas, so that they don't actually have to pay taxes on this money. And it's not illegal or legal for them to be running these in these areas. So they'll go ahead and open up these streaming platforms, and with the streaming platforms, they'll legalize the money by paying it out to these actual people that are on these platforms. Not going to name any names, but these streaming platforms that keep being created are based off of the fact that majority of them are based off of gambling. So within that gambling, they're able to take that money, pay it out to people, legalizing the money, legalizing a platform and a streaming service in which they can get a cut of every single person that joins that platform. Not alone just that, they're able to make millions and millions of dollars just off of people being like, oh yeah, there's also a casino connected to this. And that's what we've been gambling on. But they don't outright go ahead and say that. They just go say, yo, we're gambling, and they don't promote any site. But then you could see it in the top left corner, or people will comment about it and go ahead and funnel all of these people, and millions of dollars will go into these casinos every single day. So then they can go ahead and take these millions of dollars, send it over to these rappers or anybody, and those rappers could go ahead and make actual bets with that money and keep a percentage of the money that they actually win, which they're incentivized to win at those moments because the people are giving them the money. So they're literally being like, yo, this is how I want the game to go, either telling the dealer, or they're just outright controlling the game and how it actually fluctuates up and down at specific moments. And that's why it will funnel so many different people into the actual gambling website and offshore gambling, so that they can go ahead and make more and more money. And this is how they're making tons of money. It's not t-shirts. It's not them going out of the way and selling these simple things. Majority of the people out here are either selling a course or they're going out of their way to hide the money that they're making through another stream. It's just simply like that. The people that actually have legitimate brands are the brands that are made after the fact the person has a massive liking amongst the people. That's usually how people make massive brands. Or if it's built on the fact of a constitutional law, or something is being completely stripped from the people, so that's why, like X, Twitter, when Elon bought Twitter, he legitimately fired every single person and was able to run it off of like 49 people. Because it doesn't take that much to market, but it takes thousands and thousands of people to be able to hide certain information. If you're using that tactic, use thousands of different people that you can make, or aliases that you can create that will work in your favor, just like all these people are actually doing. There's just a persona. Fake it till you make it. And then they legitimately make it because they get offered these ridiculous promotions and they're able to make tons and tons of money off of it. Say that they weren't actually scamming their fans because they weren't inherently associated with it, although you can go ahead and track it and find out that majority of all these cryptos that are being promoted, like shitcoins and these make monies really fast, or staking the coins, they're only staking it in order for more and more people to feel safer in the sense that, oh, it's not going to be rug pulled, but it is. So one singular person going out of their way, and say a bank goes and buys $2 billion worth of a cryptocurrency. Now there's hundreds and hundreds of different news articles going out saying that this bank purchased this. It's one of the largest purchases ever. And this is just a hypothetical. I'm not saying $2 billion was the largest purchase. And then millions and millions of people will start putting money into it. This bank, now with that $2 billion that they just bought in with, are able to rug pull and take all of the money from the retail investors. So if you understand this, then you understand when to get into the market and when not to. That's it. History doesn't repeat, but it often looks very similar. So you just got to understand that they're pretty much doing the same exact thing every single time. And I wanted to address what else? Russia, and how Russia, China were going in together with NATO to go ahead and have their own currencies based off of precious metals and natural resources. This is a great idea because then their economy is going to be doing better. Maybe you disagree because you don't like them. I don't really care. I'm just speaking economically. Economically, Russia, China will evidently start doing better because then they're going to be able to be traded inside of the foreign exchange market. If they're traded in the foreign exchange market, now trillions and billions of dollars are now traded every single day of their specific currency, so it allows for this currency to then go up. And so it allows them to liquidate and make more money and use that money rather than going ahead and selling all their oil. All that the Saudi and Dubai and all that they did is, it's not that they had unlimited amounts of oil, it's that they went ahead and sold all of it before everybody else did. And that's legitimately it. They still have oil, but they were super oil rich, so they sold all of their money inside of oil and their oil reserves, and went ahead and captivated the entire world by being this fascinating, wonderful technological place that has no crime and is doing amazing. All it is economic manipulation. If you understand how the economy is going to be manipulated, you can understand where the money is going to be funneled. And then evidently put yourself in the flow of it. I'm not saying everybody can go ahead and make money, but it's not hard to be able to track where the money has already went, or where majority of the money actually even comes from. It comes from thin air. So when people go out of their way and say that money isn't even actually real, they're legitimately talking about the intrinsical value of money and how the gold standard was stripped from the dollar, so now the dollar literally is printed every single day. And 91%, typically 87 to 91% of all the money inside of the market legitimately is just credit. So it's just printed, and there's not even a dollar sitting there backing it. And that's all that these rich people mean when they say money isn't real. It's not that every single person are working so hard for money and they can't get it. It's that legitimately money is the transfer of somebody else's time. That was hard work. Anywhere in the world you go. And so technically, if you actually think about it, it would be modern day slavery. Although, if you say that, then you would sort of have to explain it. Modern day slavery would pretty much be how every single person is going and making money, but the money isn't actually intrinsically valuable anymore. And through inflation, we're actually making less money now than we were when the gold standard was actually around. So technically, we're working for nothing intrinsically. And evidently, everybody thinks we are. I think that would be more like a slave than anything else. You're like an ant from Bug's Life. Realistically, when they've realized, oh wow, we could all team up, and if every single person took money out from credit, every single person learned the credit system, every single person went to the bank and learned how to get tons and tons of money like these private lenders are doing, now the power's back into the people. It's just these ideas and everything are hidden from the public because you guys are the product. You guys are the reason that they even make money. So Albert Einstein said to understand anything is to look at the root of it and work up. So that's pretty much what you have to do with every single industry. How do these streams make sense? How do these many views make sense? How am I able to get this? How am I able to get millions and millions of dollars? Well, how do people go and get millions and millions of dollars? That's how. You're taking money from somebody else. Because if it's trading, then you're going ahead, and if you win, somebody else lost. Or if it's business, at the end of the day, you're trading somebody else's hours so that you don't have to actually work. Intrinsically, you're taking something from someone all the time. So if you really want to go ahead and make tons of money, you got to understand that you got to have really thick skin.